What do you think's going to happen this week? I mean, with the whole Russia thing.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really?
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
He could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think, and that is our job.
Yeah.
At this moment in history, as we're looking at efforts across the country to prevent people from being able to exercise their fundamental rights,
Jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says that he's going to bring all these jobs back, well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how? What magic wand do you have?
Everybody gets an illegal alien. Yes. Ooh. Welcome back to Sanctimonious American Men. I am Saintly Barnes. With me, as always, is Saintly Brandon. Today is Tuesday, November 14th. That's around 9 o'clock, I think.
9:30ish.
9:30ish.
Who knows when we're going to show up on
Who
the
knows?
internet?
We're here now. We're here now. You're not. That's okay.
You're never going to find us.
Never going to find us. That's it. We're never going to nail down a date. We're just going to be random for the rest of our
I
lives.
wonder, like, I was thinking about this. They have the live tab. You can go and see what's happening live. I wonder how many people's live tab we get to be in.
I don't know.
You know, like, how the fuck do they dictate that? You know? It's like I click on live and I see people I have no fucking clue. I'm not subscribed to them or nothing.
Right.
You know?
That's just like your home feed.
It's weird.
I bet it's the same algorithm except for live.
Home?
Your home feed on YouTube or any of the.
Oh, okay. Like whoever's showing up in that home feed.
Yes.
Yeah, but how the fuck do they determine who does that and when?
I'm sure it's like somewhat like videos, maybe.
Yeah, I guess. But we've been gone a couple weeks. We missed 1 week, and then
Yeah, I had a sister come from Portland to visit. I had to pick her up there at the airport.
everybody was kind of busy. It was Halloween.
And then you had your birthday the next week. Happy birthday, Brandon.
I had a birthday.
Of course, it's the month where they're the same age.
Yeah, only a couple weeks.
Fucking Unity month.
Pring, pring.
We've been gone so long, the Beatles came out with a new song.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Interesting.
It was interesting. You know, I wonder how the seance went to complete the song. But
The seance, yeah. How'd it go?
hey, Ringo, it's me, John. Let's get the band back together. I could use the money.
I'm dead, you know.
I'm dead, you know. George is here with me.
So, yeah, we've been gone a little bit, a hot minute, as they say. A lot of stuff has happened. And I mean, that Israel thing just got worse and worse. It's still getting worse.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to keep getting worse. We got the Ukraine thing. Looks like it's going to wind down because...
Funding cut out, and they're that of men.
Yeah, it's like that meme there where the guy's looking over his shoulder. It's like Ukraine's the girlfriend, and the other girl is friggin' Israel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, that's way sexier war over there.
I mean, that's a whole generation of Ukrainians.
Gone.
Gone.
I mean, last I even looked, and this was a long time ago, there was well over 200,000 of them dead.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was like 6 months ago. And they were like grabbing kids off the street, put them on the front lines.
Yeah, they were recruiting people off the street. Mothers were freaking out, hiding their sons and shit.
I mean, I know not all of them fucking wanted it, but there's a good amount of this, mind virus going around to get a lot of people behind those dumb wars.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't support Hamas or whatever or any. I don't want a war in Israel either. I don't want them bombing people for no fucking reason.
Well, I saw
no reason, but
I was through watching some Jimmy Dore and some other stuff, and some other guys. They were bringing up a lot of good points about like Zionists versus, Orthodox, and they're like, there's Orthodox Jews for Palestine over there, and they're they're getting beat up by the Zionists.
Sure.
And I guess, that's something I just, had no clue about. So I imagine most Americans have no fucking idea about Zionism versus regular fucking Orthodox Judaism.
I have a little idea about it.
Basically, just
there's political Zionism, right?
Well, just Zionism is fucking the nationalist state of Israel.
It's the belief that
they deserve a state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Palestine is the state that they
Exactly. They just decided that's where their state should be.
Right. Well, that's allegedly where they're from. Now, I believe in like the 700s, the Arabs came and kicked out the Jews out of their area for the most part.
Yeah, I'm not clear on the history either, but it's just there's just this fact that not many people know, that there's a lot of Jews that don't give a fuck about Palestine and having a state there.
True. I would say that's true.
You know,
I was watching this Canadian reporter got, I guess she got ripped off the air, but she said she went to Israel and with an open mind or whatever, and then she realized there's like no-go zones for her. Like she wanted to go to Bethlehem and she couldn't go to Bethlehem because it's just too fucking violent and too crime ridden, and she sticks like a sore thumb everywhere she goes. Right? She's not
because she was what, Puerto Rican?
No, she's white.
White, oh.
Blonde haired.
Whitey can't go to Bethlehem.
I guess not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she, I guess her network is pro-Palestine, and was leaning towards pro-Israel. Now she's like, fuck these people. It's just fucking insane.
Sure. Once you're hit in the face with it. That's like over here, it's the nobody gives a shit until it hits your doorstep.
Oh, that's exactly what's going on. I mean, just look at the immigrant problem, right? Illegal immigrations in New York. Now we're closed. New York's closed now.
Eric, our fucking the New York mayor is getting fucking raided by the FBI because he's speaking up against immigration.
He goes to criticize Biden.
And he gets a knock on the door by the FBI.
And people think that the Department of Justice isn't fucking politically weaponized. Come on. How much more has to happen?
It's just too coincidental.
Mainstream media freaking out that Trump's going to use the Department of Justice as a weapon. Wow. The Department of Justice is being used as a weapon. It's just,
and it has been for years.
It's fucking the disconnect is just like, whoa.
And you can't do anything other than just really be matter of fact about how you feel anymore, because I've been saying, I was talking with Jack about this before. Like, we went down to Harbor Freight and they got like a turnstile basically to get into the joint, and everything's kind of like fucking barricaded off. And you go to Target and they're putting everything behind fucking cages, and the same thing for Lowe's and Home Depot.
Really?
Yeah, it's like we're turning into a third world country very slowly, and nobody wants to fucking see it.
I see it.
I see it too, and it's being done on purpose, of course.
Absolutely.
And
there's no way it can't be.
Yeah, and anybody that's a Democrat is voting for it. They're the ones actively voting for it. No crime, George Soros DAs, whether you want to be a boogeyman believer or not, but these DAs, they don't want to have bail for people. They just want to let them go.
Right,
so you get
go.
fucking, and if you're towing the party line, well, then you can do no wrong.
That's like Trump being the first person charged with his crime in New York City.
Yeah, when there's no victims.
There's no victims. Nobody can claim victims. New York City doesn't care if people think that their land is worth more than it is. Like, they just don't care about that. It's not.
Yeah. Oh God, that's the Leticia James?
Yeah, that's Leticia James. Fannie Ellis got some fucking video leaked, apparently, I guess.
They're just all such Muppets.
Like, how do you get video leaked? You're the DA. Like, I think she's the DA, right?
I believe so. You're talking Georgia?
Georgia, right.
I believe so, yeah. But they're just like, you can't write a friggin' more poor script when it comes to these.
And the video leaked is of, what the hell is her name? I know somebody else with her name. The redhead lawyer chick.
I don't know. Redhead lawyer chick?
Yeah. She was going on about, she was at C-SPAN, or not C-SPAN, CPAC, and she was going on about Wiener's laptop. I think her name starts with an S.
I can't recall. Oh yeah, you're talking about Sidney Powell.
Sidney Powell.
Is it Powell?
I think it's
Sidney?
so. Sidney Powell.
But anyways, yeah, she got herself separated from the case so she could have a quick trial and get it over with.
So her testimony got leaked or whatever,
Okay.
and she says Trump thought he won.
That's her testimony. Yeah.
That's what it came down
Ooh.
to. Trump. I forgot the word she used, but it was like innately or instinctually. I think she said instinctually thought he won. And her testimony is like, we're watching it go on, and Trump's ahead, and then all of a sudden everything goes down. That's never happened before, right?
And that's just truth.
And then they come back, hour later, and suddenly Biden's in the lead. Now, here's something I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard this reported. I wish there was a way I could fact check this. That Trump won the majority of in-person ballots in every state, and Biden won the majority of mail-in ballots in every state.
I'd be willing to bet money on that.
I'd be willing to bet money on it too, because that seemed to be the trend, right, that they were pushing while it was happening. But I wish there was some way I could fact check it.
Well, Sidney Powell also, she's the one that was like the Kraken, right? She's going to release the Kraken.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
She didn't have no Kraken.
She didn't got no Kraken.
She didn't have no Kraken. But I'm surprised they didn't go after the My Pillow guy too. He was doing a lot of good work. And the guy that even invented the fucking QR code was on the fucking team to be like, oh yeah, there's no way these alleged Biden fucking ballots can be fucking, chain of custody, because there's just fucking.
Oh, no way.
He was flabbergasted too. The guy that invented the QR code, which is supposedly like the safest technology ever, was like he was on the side of fucking Trump. And he was constantly saying, "And I'm a Democrat. I don't want to make sure that you know that."
Right. In Connecticut, they just found irregularities.
Yeah.
An election in I think it was in Fairfield County, the one that's closest to here. But there was
there's also, was it Portsmouth, Connecticut? A judge overturned an election.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that's in Fairfield, right? Or no. Fuck if I know Connecticut.
But it was right down by where someone we know lives, like 12 miles from that. And they said that the person that was turned over, or the person that they flipped it on, the guy's complete gangster, straight up mob.
Really?
Yeah, and he obviously has been winning the elections down there through shady practices for a while. And he's already been to jail once too for fraud.
Oh.
And he's a Democrat.
Yeah, they probably stole the election there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one was overturned already. So now we have a precedent this can happen. There's all kinds of precedents that have been broken lately.
Yeah, did you see the AstraZeneca fucking shot has been deemed defective in Britain in a court of law.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what the details are about it, but Brand was on talking about how he's like, oh, shit's going to change now. There's going to be tons of lawsuits.
Right.
Because a court of law has deemed one of the pokes defective.
Right. So that opens up Pandora's box.
Yeah. Can of worms.
Can of worms. UK also arrested
go ahead.
UK also arrested the hockey player Pengrave
that slashed the throat of that poor other dude that was doing nothing other than just skating down the ice.
Yeah. I saw the video. It's pretty horrifying.
I've seen it too. It was pretty horrifying, but to me it looks completely. Maybe he didn't want to kill the guy, but he wanted to fucking hurt him, and that's why you put your skate up that high.
How the fuck did his leg get up that high? It's like I'm like trying to it almost looked like maybe he tripped over the guy that he first made contact with.
Yeah, it looks like that a little bit.
Maybe, right? But then how does your leg get up that high? And he didn't kick him forward. That's the important thing. It wasn't like a forward kick.
Yeah, but also the other thing that's weird about it is that usually the only way your foot gets up that high is when you're falling over and there's nobody in front of you. That he was being held up by the other guy though. The other guy was in his way from like teacupping over or whatever the fuck you want to call it, tipsy, fucking teeter-tottering over. So
yeah, they arrested him.
Good.
I think they're going to probably charge him manslaughter, probably.
Well, he deserves it. That's
I'm not sure about the.
maybe he
laws.
doesn't deserve it, but to me, it looked pretty fucking intense.
At least look into the manslaughter. I mean,
Yeah, give the guy a trial date and go through it, and if they find him guilty, they find him guilty. Because there could be like a reason why he did it.
This is happening in the European League, the European version of Canadian politics.
Yeah, UK want to be Canadian Parliament.
Yeah, it's like third tier.
So
it's like NHL.
Yeah, but that's there could have been something going on behind the scenes, and if they do an investigation, they might find out, oh, the dude boned the guy's girlfriend, and
could be.
There we go. He wanted to give him a scar on the face, but he missed and hit the jugular.
Right. That guy is also the most penalized person in the league. He's the Bill Lambier of that league.
That's not going to help.
No, because that shows
it's not going to help
that has that attitude of
enforcer. Yeah, Jean or Mystique. He's the enforcer
or whatever. Yeah, the bad boy of that league. He also happens to be black, which is unusual in hockey.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's a part of the story.
I don't think it has anything to do with the story, but he just happens to be.
Well, there was a lot of people saying some funny, pretty, what would you call it, stereotypical stuff of black man not liking the cold and why is he out there?
So racist shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever. No, blacks can play hockey. They just usually don't.
Where was I going? I was going somewhere, and you got onto the ice story, the hockey story. Right before that, we were talking about
something else in the UK, a jab.
AstraZeneca, yeah.
AstraZeneca.
Being blah, blah, blah.
Get this mic up, so.
I forgot what it was. Maybe we'll come back, but I did it have to do with Russell?
Russell reported on it. I saw that, but I didn't listen to it. But every other video of Russell's, this changes everything.
This changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good at clickbait. Did you see in the most important news on earth, Will Smith news and Jada Pinkett Smith news? You heard?
I saw it on the quartering.
He's supposedly gay.
Oh, he's gay?
Will Smith.
Oh. Well, shit. That kind of makes sense.
Well, I don't know. It was one of his personal assistants and person that's close to him come out and said that he saw him sleeping with some other actor, and that's part of the reason why Jada Pinkett doesn't want to be with him is because he's gay, and he didn't have as big of a thingy as Tupac.
Oh.
And she was used to, as the guy called it affectionately, she was used to the baby leg.
Oh. Well, Tupac's dead. Yeah, she knows that.
Yeah, right? I know. Go stop with the fucking Tupac. I am Tupac. Oh, those memes were the best.
I am Tupac.
Jada Pinkett Smith. So, anyways,
I didn't
that's
hear
the most important.
I heard that he liked to be cucked or something.
Most important news.
Will Smith
going on out there right now.
It's kind of like my own personal Israel and Palestine.
I'm raising funds.
Their kids are like the Gaza Strip in the West Bank.
Jeez.
We had a couple local deaths. That shocked me.
Yes, I heard of my condolences to the Legal family.
Yeah, the Legal family. Sorry to hear about Ace.
Yep. Very cool dude.
And the Martinos lost. Ed Martino passed away.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Both great guys.
Yeah. Eddie started his own business at like 12. He was just always working. And his mom, I didn't realize his mom passed away until I read the obituary. But she used to make pasta every Wednesday night. Italian
for
food.
Everybody.
Yeah, whoever came over. Whatever.
That's awesome.
I remember being there a couple times when I was young.
You're like, yeah, this is.
I remember Ed just inviting people and me being like, he's just inviting people. It's just random. I couldn't do that at my house.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. That's how it should be. Communities. That's how communities grow.
Mm-hmm. So that was sad news.
RIP, or rest in peace out there. Yeah, it's becoming a more and more frequent weird thing.
It fucking is, Brandon. My Facebook feed is like 5% dead people.
Jeez. Well, I've even heard of ones other, than from around here. And you're just like, is something really happening? Is it? Is it really happening?
I don't know. I've known a lot of people died in the last year or two, though.
Well, we just saw, like we said, that the shot over there has been deemed defective. There's only one reason why it was probably found that way, because it's causing issues.
Yeah.
What I did want to say, this is what I wanted to ask you about earlier.
Yes.
Because I know you don't like to go on record saying whether or not, yes or no, this guy had the poke and got the jab. He does not want anybody to know that. But there's people online looking now, women in particular, for unjabbed sperm.
Oh,
it's becoming a big thing.
Really? Maybe you should send me the link. Just kidding. I might know somebody.
I guess it's in. I've seen a couple different places reporting on it. Women want the
unjabbed sperm.
Yeah, they want the straight from the tap,
the pure stuff.
The pure stuff. I need. It's called a gravy train.
Pure gravy. Yeah, I gotta send me that link.
A white gravy.
Maybe I know somebody. I don't know.
We're fucking sick. Okay. All right. So
my sister came from Portland. Right. She had a hard time here. I felt really bad for her. She came to visit her dad. As soon as she gets here, we show up at her dad's house. The ambulance is showing up. And he went in the hospital.
Dude. Damn.
Yeah. Allegedly from synthetic weed. Now, I'm not just saying that because it's good business. But it's also true.
Don't smoke the synthetics.
Yeah, don't smoke the synthetics.
He's got the real stuff.
I know somebody.
He knows somebody with real stuff. He may or may not know.
So she had a hard time the whole time she was here. We did stop by here to look at the skateboard. But I felt bad for her because her whole time from that point on was bringing her back and forth to the hospital all day.
Yeah, that's not a cool trip.
No.
Not a way to come home.
So she got home and she had COVID when she got home. She was only here for 4 days. Yeah.
She bring it with her? Nobody knows.
She thinks she did.
Or maybe got it on the flight.
Yeah, she, I've talked to people who are convinced traveling is the way that you get it, right? Those communal spaces, and that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
But she thinks that she got it. So there was people, her work was hiding that people had COVID at work.
Nice.
They hid the fact from her.
Well, once again, we're going back to it must not be that big of a deal if now people are hiding it from others, because you would think that they'd catch a lawsuit if they did.
She works for a city program in Portland for the homeless.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not. It's the new flu.
So
get
business
used to
is
it.
good because she's working with homeless. Business is good. Yeah, it's I don't know. My mom kept asking me if I was sick every day. I was like, no, nothing. Diane wasn't sick either. She sold. I had her over the house.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Is everybody gonna fucking hunker down in their homes and hide out forever? Yeah, some people will do that, and some people are doing it. But if you're friggin' not completely
a bad thing,
completely brainwashed, get out and live.
It sounds like a good time to me, really.
Just give me my government cheese.
I don't want the cheese. Keep your fucking cheese. I'll come up with it somehow. But not seeing people, it's half my life. I'm the worst, dude.
You are.
I really am.
You want to come and hang out and party? I live in Goshen. Gotta drive home to Nantucket. I can't come and party.
What do I call? A generic excuse. I am the worst.
You know where Nantucket is?
I used to tell Ben, rest in peace, Ben. I'm washing my hair.
And you're bald as fuck.
Yeah. Doing my hair tonight.
Like, nah, Ben, I can't come over. I'm doing my hair.
Doing my fucking hair right now. Every week you do this.
So, yeah, that's. I feel bad I didn't get to see your sister while she was here, but I hope at least you and your mom got the.
Mom was in Rhode Island. She didn't see her.
That's right. She didn't see Mom.
No, we could have went there, but we had too much shit going on. You know, her dad said this might be the last time we see each other, and she's like, I don't want to talk about that.
How was he doing? Not good?
I mean, I think he's gonna survive, but you know.
Synthetic weed.
Yeah, spread the word. Yeah, that's allegedly that's what got him. Caesars or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we came in. All right, we had to be let in by the neighbors. 'Cause nobody, she was calling, nobody heard from him, and she found him on the floor in the kitchen.
Damn.
With like ho-hos. So whatever he was doing, he was getting some ho-hos at that time.
Well,
Hostess.
that's delicious.
Yeah, it's not bad. Or maybe it's Drake's Cakes. I don't know. I think Drake's Cakes is Yodel's, right? Anyway, it's not important. Yeah, so we found him on the floor, and then, you know, they brought him out. And my poor sister's getting asked all these fucking questions. She's like, I haven't seen him in 12 years.
Wow. Yeah, that would have friggin' cool. Jeez.
So she's like getting
What a
all
situation.
She's getting all these responsibilities because she's next to kin, and like,
Yeah. It's like,
she has no idea what's going on. So I felt bad for her.
well, you did you drive her to the airport for
Yeah,
her to go back?
Yeah,
Where is she flying out of?
Albany.
Yeah, okay.
She took Southwestern.
Not so bad. It's a nice little jaunt to the airport.
They changed it a little bit since the last time I was there, but yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty easy.
Yeah, when somebody asked me to drive them to the airport and they're like Albany, I'm like, oh, cool. And that, or if they're like
Newark,
LaGuardia, they're like,
I
I think I'm busy. I got to do my hair.
I'm banned from Queens.
I'm banned from Queens.
Newark. They don't let me in Jersey.
That's a no-go zone for me.
It's the worst place to drive in fucking America. In my opinion. You know,
Jersey?
yeah, Northern Jersey sucks.
Yeah, it's all right.
Like Chicago sucked too. My driving experience there.
Well, which part are you fucking talking about? Like the 17 or something? Or
17 in Jersey, that sucks.
that's a smooth ride, man.
It's fucking crowded.
Yeah, but everybody's hustling.
Everybody is hustling. There's all those nice car fucking places there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they all are. Right there in Northern Jersey.
All them assholes.
All those assholes. The Chicago loop sucks too. It's like 6 lanes of fucking chaos.
The DC loop is fucking pain in the balls.
I never took it. Is that 95?
Yeah.
Oh, then I
And it
guess.
can loop right around. Yeah.
All
You
right.
can go all the way around.
I have taken it. I don't remember it being that. That bridge sucks though. That fucking that bridge that starts above water, then goes underwater, turns into a tunnel, then comes back a bridge.
There's a couple of those.
The one that goes across the Chesapeake Bay that's like 17 miles long. That one sucks.
Well, let's get back into some news. I usually like scroll down and come back up through the news by date, by time, but I'm just going to go backwards. So we got Will Smith today being gay, which is, who knows whether it's true or not. It's just some dumb rumors.
I could see it, sure. What's his face is gay, right?
Sure. We got Jimmy Dore today showing an interview of a U.S. Army report, or a guy reading from a U.S. Army report the day before 9/11, saying that Mossad could stage a false flag against the U.S. to get us in war with Muslim countries. And this was an Army report. And the guy was on some channel, news channel, saying it on 9/10.
I believe it.
I mean, there was all kinds of stuff. Like, we saw that coming. Everybody saw that coming. I mean, friggin' General Wesley Clark was out there saying all kinds of shit about it. And it looks like something's happening, or, you know, something could be happening soon.
Mossad's fucked up, man. They're sneaky as fuck. Here's something I found about Mossad. It was removed after I saw it. So allegedly, Mossad tapped all the phones illegally of Ava Braun's relatives.
Really?
Yeah. Trying to find Ava Braun, right?
Yeah.
And the Braun family won't talk about it at all, like if asked straight up, right?
Okay.
But they had an aunt, Eula, that the Mossad was like, who the fuck is Aunt Eula?
Who is this
Aunt Eula. And they couldn't, and her name was pronounced differently at different times. And so they had an Aunt Eula or Aunt Alina or something. And they couldn't figure out who it was. And they were suspecting that they were talking about Ava whenever they talked about Eula.
Okay.
And some of the things matched up, right? Like her age, appropriate age or whatever. Her location, where would she be in South America? I just thought that was interesting.
Sure. Yeah, Mossad. I mean, there's 3 elite agencies in the world supposedly. Mossad's one of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They even tried to trick her family into like pretending they're reporters or whatever, trying to get the scoop, and the family doesn't want anything to do with it. But Aunt Eula.
Did you see that this elderly man shoots 2 eco activists blocking the highway?
I heard something about that. I think Salty Cracker reported on it.
Ooh. Yeah. Dude, I think this was down in
Start blasting.
just had enough.
Just had enough. Get
People
the fuck out of
sitting
the
there,
road.
yeah, sitting in the road, blocking traffic.
What do they do when like horses come? I've been thinking about this because in the United States, in a lot of places, it's legal for horses to be on the road.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Totally legal. Yep.
What happens if a horse just comes fucking flying through? It's not going to stop for them. It's expecting them to move. It's not,
It is odd that there's not a lot of that going on in the U.S. It seems to be happening in European countries way more.
Yeah, well, I think there's more protests there.
There's more hive mind mentality.
Right, and I think generally speaking, outside the major highways, they go slower.
Mm-hmm. So there's enough
Smaller
time
cars,
for them to jump in there. Smaller cars, you know how it goes.
Yeah, they're all fucking. They don't got any.
They ain't got enough torque to run anybody over.
They ain't got no fucking horsepower there. Shit. We got muscle cars over here.
Yeah, forget about it. Fucking 427 all over your ass.
Fucking run your ass right over.
So did we talk about?
Yes.
We didn't talk about the Panderverse, did we?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
What's going on? Why you busting up like that, man?
I don't know. Check.
Yeah, whatever. Sounds kind of cool.
No, I didn't see it. I gotta see it though. It's
You
streaming.
haven't seen it?
No, I just saw commercials for the first time the other day.
Okay. Well, in a unique coincidence, not even 2 weeks later, this movie that Marvel has released called The Marvels, that has 3 women in it,
Okay.
is the worst Marvel opening of all time.
Really?
Just in a
I didn't hear about it.
coincidence. Yeah. It's because nobody gives a fuck about these characters, and they're like just trying to stuff it down people's throats, like
Right.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, she sucks.
That was a big part of the Panderverse.
You know what sucks about it too is that like you don't get to learn new shit, right? You had new characters, they would bring in new things, right? And they could be based off real life things. There's, I mean, all of humanity has done some pretty amazing things at one time or another, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What group you're part
What
of.
group
right?
you're part of,
Yeah,
yeah.
they've done something really cool. And it's just like denying people's part of their history, I guess, it's like the richest man ever, right?
Oh,
Mansu,
excuse me.
right? I can't
Who?
remember. I think his name is Mansu something.
Well, anyway, we don't care. Get on with the
He was a
story.
Mali king, right?
Uh-huh.
From West Africa, and he was so rich that he would fucking change the markets by spending money, right? So he would change the value of gold just by spending money. And he was Muslim, so he went. So this happened within the last 1,400 years. He was Muslim, so he took a trip to Mecca, as all Muslims are supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And when he did, he crushed economy of Cairo by accident by spending too much.
How does that work?
So he went to Cairo, right? And he spent a lot of money in gold, right? However, that meant that the price of gold dropped through the fucking floor because everybody had gold all of a sudden, right? So when he came back, he bought the gold back up.
Well, I mean, you could say like a modern day version of that is George Soros. He's done it with, I think, Thailand and a couple other countries,
Sure.
maybe even Britain and the pound. I'm not sure.
I mean, he's just an extension like of billionaires that have way too much fucking
Yeah,
money.
and manipulate markets.
Right. I mean, it's a smaller scale of what like the central
How about
banks
what?
do.
How about what Elon said about Soros on was it Joe? On Joe Rogan or
I
yeah.
didn't see all
Yeah,
of his
yeah.
interview.
He said he thinks George Soros hates humanity.
Oh, he did say that, right?
Yeah,
I did see that clip.
and he's trying to erode the foundations of it.
I think he also said that on Twitter. I believe it. Soros seems like an evil dude. I'm sorry, Zaros.
Yeah, we
Can't
whatever.
say his name.
Well, who knows?
So we pronounce it backwards that way.
Yeah.
Nobody. Zaros. Zaros. I'm not even sure.
So we got this woman made this. I don't know why this woman made news, but she was a big TikTok fad for a few days. She realized that men don't want to marry her because she's got tattoos and
She's
she's a big, strong woman. And
Yeah.
Yep.
She's like,
She's big time feminist.
it's me. I'm the reason why. Shit.
She's like, I just realized they don't take me seriously because I'm not beautiful and don't act like a housewife.
Right. I don't,
Or don't not act beautiful, but she
She's-
was just like she's just following all the trends
she
of the
doesn't
day.
act feminine.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down
Mhm.
to. I had something just slipped my mind.
Was it about the girl and not act?
Now,
Her sad post on TikTok.
this was it. So this is another alleged conspiracy theory I came across, probably on YouTube, maybe on BitChute, and it's maybe even on Facebook.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. I'm not sure where I saw it first, but it's this guy talking about who was in the record industry, right? Who's talking about artists and how record companies would handle artists, right? And basically, he was saying like, well, a lot of people don't realize is like when you get signed, you get a loan, right? You have to pay that loan back to the record company. Then after that, you start to make money, right? And the record company just sees you as a dollar sign. And so what he was saying is like he'll notice like in like the rap community or whatever, where it's most prevalent, is that an artist will peak, right? And then it'll start to decline. Sometimes they make another album, come back, or whatever, but sometimes the record company just believes they're on a permanent decline. And what they notice is after that artist dies, their sales go up for the next couple of years, right? They'll go back to like the point when like
They were big
very big
on
right?
top.
Right. And he just started to make all these allegations about, artists have died in strange ways or unusual ways, right? Or, on drugs, people that you don't usually expect to use drugs. Like, he thinks that some of this is happening because the record companies can cash in. He gave a few examples: Prince, Whitney Houston, can't remember. Even Frank Sinatra he talked about, but
I mean, that's a pretty heavy friggin' allegation, but
well, he was saying the mob got involved in the music industry at some point.
I mean, Prince would. That's an interesting one because I feel like he still could have had a lot of hits.
Yeah, he was Prince.
Yeah, and whatever he fucking was still touched was he had like what before his how many years was it before he died when he had like his Super Bowl halftime show?
I'm not sure.
5 maybe.
What I do know about Prince is that his weirdness peaked, and then he kind of became more conservative. So he went from like the unpronounceable symbol, and that's as weird as he got. Right? When was that? In the 80s or 90s?
90s.
And that was as weird as he got, and then he got more conservative from there on in.
And that was so he could go and he was trying to screw the record.
He was trying to get out of a record deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol.
Now he's dead.
Fucking guy.
But I could see that in the rap industry, not so much like, Prince and what was the other one you brought up?
They said Whitney Houston.
I mean, Whitney is like, Jesus, that she was on pretty well documented decline with Bobby. So
yeah,
I mean, maybe they were like, yeah, let's just keep it going and fed her into it. But
I mean, she had a voice that's hard to compare to.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people imitated her, right?
But the reason I say like with the rap industry, I could see it is because supposedly, like Ice-T was making those very same allegations to Tucker Carlson. He was or not Ice Cube, not Ice-T, Ice Cube.
I was gonna say.
And Cube was like, he's like, yeah, the same people that own the prisons own the record labels.
Yeah.
So it's like they want you to get in trouble because then you go to prison.
Right.
And they're making money on sending you to prison.
For life.
So it's like they're winning on both sides.
Yeah.
Dastardly.
Dastardly.
That's what I say that is.
Well, that's like the fucking stock market, hedge funds kids, and what happened with GameStop,
Yeah, I heard GameStop recently took a shit. And finally, the bubble burst on that.
I'm sure it did,
I wanted to see GameStop become the most powerful company in the world.
Really?
Well, it would have been like the people winning then.
It would have been, right? Sure. The story of that is that like some guy started advocating for people to buy GameStop stocks.
Well, do you know why he did that?
They're at like a penny or something, right?
No, because somebody's trying to short the market and destroy the company.
So he knew that somehow.
And he knew that he wouldn't be able to get his fucking video games down the corner then anymore. He'd have to buy them online. He couldn't just go to the store.
Right. But
so it's like, fuck these guys. Let's all of us gamers that want to keep physical media alive buy GameStop.
And they did, and it started to go viral.
And it went big time. And a lot of young dudes made a lot of money on it.
It went up like 270% or something. And then Robinhood, which is the app that they're using to trade,
they banned trading
GameStop,
which was never been done in the history of trading.
No. But then they lost the lawsuit, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of fuckery going on with that.
Yeah, they tried fucking a little man.
Because they fucked the big man.
Yeah.
The big man got fucked when those shorts didn't come back.
Yeah.
They had to pay up. Like, they were thinking like, oh, we're going to make money on destroying this company. And now everything that you're like, when you short something, it's like you're borrowing the stock from someone else. And now you have to give the stock back, but now you just have to give it back at this super inflated price. So they lost a fuck ton of money. And I think that even shut down a couple brokerage firms.
I think it did too, actually. I think you're right. Bank collapses.
That's going on. I saw another one this week somewhere out west.
Fucking bank collapses. Going to war with Iran. Because Joe ran because he was scared because that Trump was going to start war with Iran. That's why he's starting war with Iran. So Trump doesn't start war with Iran.
Now he's doing exactly what he was scared of.
Fucking bullshit, dude.
Oh, God. And the people at TDS are still out there, like, eating it up. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, like the friggin' View watchers and the people that still listen to Hillary Clinton fucking barf all over social media and fucking mainstream media. He is the next Hitler. Yeah, okay, let's see. He's the Hitler that wants you to be able to keep your guns.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He's the Hitler that wants you to have free speech.
He can barely talk, right? Hitler was a great orator, right? It was a great orator. Hitler conquered tons of countries, dozens of countries, right? Countries that they didn't. Trump hasn't done none of that. I mean, I'm sick of the comparison. It's insulting to Uncle Adolf. Shut the fuck up.
Uncle Adolf.
No, I got in trouble for that. Well, almost.
Where?
RNN.
Oh, what'd you do? Call in?
No. So, you remember when the flag was down at the bookstore with the Trump books and the
Yeah. That's right. You were telling this story. Go ahead. Go tell it in. It's awesome.
So there was a protest here in Saugerties, downtown, over a bookstore putting a SWAT sticker flag behind a bunch of Trump books that they had displayed. So people went there and protested. And I lived in an antique store with a lot of fucking antique shit. And I had a Canadian officer's jacket that looks a lot like a Nazi jacket. So I dressed up like a Nazi and I went and protested on behalf of Adolf Hitler.
God.
And RNN interviewed me and I went on about how it was an unfair comparison.
Uncle Adolf.
Uncle Adolf.
God, dude.
This is before all the craziness started. People actually calling other people Nazis.
Yeah, this is why you can still have fun in society.
Yeah, yeah. Right at the end of it.
Right at the end of the fun times.
Luckily, they didn't show that.
Let the record show. I had fun one time in society, and I wasn't thrown in jail for it. I wasn't canceled.
Yeah. So Biden's pushing war against Iran. China seems to have interest. China has got some fucked up shit. I saw this thing this week, and it reminded me of like what's going on here in a little bit. So you know how like there's all these like gang runs on like flash mobs on like
like in Chi-town and fucking
department stores.
Yeah. New York, Chicago,
Target, whatever.
everywhere. They're fucking just kids doing flash mob fucking
They go
looting.
into the store and they loot, right? Well, that happens in China too, except they do it. They go and steal, like they'll know like somebody's harvest is ready to,
Jesus Christ! You're telling me they're flash mobbing fucking farms for food?
Yeah, and they got it pretty well organized. They go in a line, and then there's people behind them that pick up the scraps that they miss. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, they're trying to live.
And the farmers are trying to chase them off. I saw a video. The farmers are trying to chase them off, but they don't have guns, so there's nothing they can really do except run their tractor at them.
Randy called and told me about this good thought he had. Maybe I better not tell everybody on air.
He called me, but I was at the airport.
Oh, do we have a chat there?
Who knows?
We
Somebody's
got
actually
some
watching.
chats.
People are chatting away, I guess. Talking to themselves, most likely.
Let's see if I can find him. But yeah, he had made a good thing about like taking up the guns and stuff like that. It's like the first step towards the 4 horsemen. If you can't protect yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the shit is so crazy because rail guns are, personal defense rail guns are becoming more and more of a reality every day, right? Batteries are becoming better every day. So it's only a matter of time before they're going to have a mobile rail gun, right? And that's going to make, any gun, firearm, it looks like a toy, right? And then there's shit like, you could throw a sling pretty fucking hard, right? Or they're going to ban slings because they can hit you as hard as a gun, like a shepherd's sling, that big old fucking sling. Right?
Yeah.
Like
you can get real good with those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The impact is comparable to some guns, right? And that's how David beat Goliath, right? Fucking.
Can you read that? It said Mr. Falcon Learn or something like that? You got eyeballs. You got glasses right there, man. But, yeah. Maybe we should have a
We should flash mob the Federal Reserve. That's what I fucking think.
Well, that's kind of like what they wanted to do at Area 51.
Yeah. I made that dumb meme.
Flash mob Area 51. It was kind of charting, it was on track. And then they got threatened. Anybody that shows up will fuck you up.
That was obvious.
Yeah, but if you get enough people, I mean, they're gonna need to get the whole fucking army out there.
They got jet fighters and shit.
They got fucking laser space
lasers.
cannons.
Come on.
They got rods from
got
God.
Connections, right?
They got the connections, the heavy connections.
Yeah. If you go and attack, like, say we went and attacked this fucking Army Reserve base, we might be able to take it over for a little while.
Oh, and then they're coming with everything.
Yeah, and then you're done. Like fucking.
Yeah.
They'll gas your ass. Look what happened in Waco. The kid killed kids. Innocent kids and children.
Yeah. Fine, upstanding American citizens just doing their jobs.
I mean, the kids were definitely innocent of whatever was going on there.
Well, I'm talking about the ATF.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like fucking Oklahoma City bombing.
The Stasi.
Everyone reports this guy there. Nobody looks for him. Guy in the van, nobody looked for him. Fucking.
Did you see the friggin' guy that had to run from the FBI and ran into the woods? And because he was like a January 6th protester. Tim Pool was reporting on it, and he said this dude ran into the woods after the FBI came back for another interview, and he was like thinking they were going to arrest him. So he ran into the woods, and they couldn't find him. And there's a big, massive manhunt going on.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and I don't know what news company it was, but they went and interviewed his neighbor, and his neighbor's name was Stasi.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the Stasi, huh?
The neighbor's fucking name was Stasi.
German secret police, right?
Yes.
Fucking East
You can't
Germany.
make this shit up.
Oh, shit. I wonder if the neighbor probably ratted on him then, obviously.
It's just too crazy. It's crazy. Coincidences.
Coincidence. Like, well, there's that theory that people become like their name. So, like, one of the examples I hear is like Usain Bolt, right? Usain Bolt.
Yeah, what about him?
Well, he broke the record for the 100 meter, right? But his last name is Bolt, and bolts are usually associated with speed, right?
Mm-hmm. Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt, right? I gotta read it.
Let me bring it up for you, and then you can see it better, so we can both participate if you want. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, if you're at a base like that, there's just no way.
So
I was wondering if the gold's there in Fort Knox.
there ain't no gold in Fort Knox.
I don't
no
know.
more.
Maybe.
You ever see Die Hard? Come on, man.
I did, but there was that one senator that went and looked in the 70s.
He said he saw nothing, right?
No, I think he said he saw gold.
Oh.
They showed it on television. They showed like one thing.
What's this now? It says the screaming about aliens being there.
At Fort Knox, yeah. People think aliens.
No, it's because the aliens, they're the ones that want the gold.
Zachary Stitchin thinks that.
The aliens want the fucking gold,
So they can
man.
put it in their atmosphere so they reflect the light. I don't know. Crazy shit. I mean, it's interesting stuff, Zachary Stitchin, but he goes out there sometimes for me. I'm like, what?
Zachary Stitchin.
You know
Oh, did you see Bill Burr's wife?
What happened to her?
She gave Trump the middle fingers at the last UFC event.
Why?
Trump came out. Because she's stupid. I don't know why. She's got a front row seat, probably didn't pay for it.
Well,
got
Bill
it.
paid for it, obviously.
Yeah. And she friggin' gives Trump double middle fingers because, whatever reason she hates him or she's got TDS.
Does Bill like him?
I don't know what Bill thinks or believes, honestly, but it's like, if you're like, whatever. All I know is it's not good for his career.
No, because those are his fans.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, that was funny to see Bill Burr get a bunch of shit over his wife. I can only imagine what shit he's saying at home. It's hilarious. Now I got to put up with this shit. I just want to go see a fight.
I didn't know he's going to fucking be there.
I didn't know he's going to be there.
I'm a fucking comedian. We think I got those kind of connections?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. What else is going on? Canada's trying to ban Tucker Carlson.
What?
That's what I read.
Canada's trying to ban Tucker?
Yeah. As an extreme.
He came out with Trump at
He
the
did come
UFC.
out. That's what I reminded me of.
Mm-hmm. And who else was there? Kid Rock.
Kid Rock was there.
Of course, because Kid Rock. Yeah. Why not, motherfucker?
Sure.
Oh, God.
I was never a Kid Rock fan, but I didn't despise him either.
No, I mean, I wasn't a big fan either. I mean, I don't know why, but one of my ex-girlfriends thought I was gonna love them. She bought me the album. Was like, "You're gonna love this band," and I listened to it. And I was like, well, "They're okay."
Yeah.
They ain't nothing fucking. Ain't nothing great. Saw him at Woodstock '99, and it was cool.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever. It's like country rock rap.
Mr. Falconland says he thinks there's about 1 billion left in Knox, and the rest has been put in New York somewhere. That's a rumor.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't even make it sense for us to know where it is, really.
Nah, I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense to like phase Fort Knox out of there and kind of like let's put it into a place where nobody knows.
Sure.
But it's not like we're on a gold fucking standard anymore anyway, so who gives a shit? We're just on the ones and zeros standard.
Well, it's all fucking privately owned Federal Reserve currency,
Mm-hmm.
which is my biggest pet peeve in the world. And that was the one thing that struck me during the pandemic, how much fucking power these central banks have. Like how much money and shit they can put behind things. That's what I kept thinking, like seeing everything changes. It's got to come from the top. That's the top. I mean, the central bank's been there for over 100 years, right? Or the Federal Reserve, I should say, right? Presidents come and go, But those guys, they got all the money. They pay the military. They pay the goons.
They take all of our money and pay the military.
Yeah. Pay all the goons.
No, I
We
mean
need the goons, but
you gotta have it
yeah,
to some degree.
to some degree. It's actually the UN doesn't recognize you as a country if you don't have some form of defense force. That's one of the prerequisites for being a country.
How many countries are there?
Depends on how you count it. Approximately
400-ish?
No, 200-ish,
200. Okay.
give or take.
So 400-ish with all the little shit things that don't really count.
If
Maybe
you-
350 or something. 340.
200 is counting the shit that some people count and some people don't count. Like some people will count Taiwan, some people won't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start to like get really into it, it gets it's pretty complicated. Oneida Nation, independent country, by that standard.
Exactly. Yep.
So I mean, it depends on how you calculate it. Some places, I would say that Oneida might not be an example where it really makes a lot of sense. They do have some land, right?
A little tiny little speck of land,
right.
but supposedly they're their own nation.
Right. Compared to like the Navajo lands out west, which are fucking huge, as from what I understand.
Right.
Go through 4 states.
But
yeah,
some of those tribes aren't sovereign though.
some probably aren't.
Mm-hmm.
There's 200 some odd different treaties.
They're like under the Bureau of fucking Indian Affairs, fucking I forget what the BIA or something.
BIA,
Yeah. So it's like they're not a sovereign nation. They're still part of the United States.
Right. Yeah, not everybody agrees on what's a real nation and what's not. Take Canada for example.
Canada, for example.
I think it's a decoy, personally, created by the CIA for the Russians to bomb. Right? A fake target.
Yeah. Just a decoy.
Decoy, because they're closer.
It's like a big wooden duck sitting up there.
It's a decoy country created by the CIA. That's not true. But that's what I like to believe.
Wooden duck.
It's a decoy.
Oh man.
Well, I was watching one of the Red movies. You ever see them with Bruce Willis?
I couldn't watch them because it's just like when I started seeing like all these pictures come out, like it's cool to be a fucking secret agent spy, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith and all this. I'm like, they're like brainwashing people and wanting to be like sympathizers.
Sure.
And it's like, oh, I'm on the in crowd because I'm a spy. And it's like, no, you're just a fucking rat.
Right. Exclusivity is part of the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a scene in that movie when I can't remember who the actor is. It might be John Malkovich. They're going to this house. Like Bruce Willis is going to this house to visit John Malkovich, who I might not be John Malkovich, but I think it is. And they knock on the door, and all of a sudden, like this trunk from a junk car opens up on the side of the lawn somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "What are you doing over there?" He's like, this is where I live. He's like, what's the house? He's like, it's a decoy. And I was like, what if Canada was a decoy? What if I made that bigger?
Yeah.
They were trying to ban Tucker. We whooped some Canadian ass at one time, but then 1912. We actually took Montreal during the Revolutionary War. But then we were defeated by, I can't remember his fucking name, at Quebec. The walls of Quebec. Quebec.
Well, I'm trying to find some other news here.
Other news here. What do you think?
From the past few weeks that we didn't cover. Oh, how about the debates? Or the debate.
I saw the part where Vivek, calls out Ronna McDaniel and tells fucking.
I didn't watch him either, but I saw a lot of good shit.
I saw Vivek clips mostly.
From clips, yeah.
DeSantis getting called out for wearing high heels.
Oh yeah, he said we got 2 Dick Cheneys and 3-inch heels here.
Yes, talking about Nikki Haley. She is the fucking worst. Democrats like her, which boggles my mind because all she talks about is war. It's like she just lives to get on Twitter and talk about war. That's why she gets up in the morning. Got to talk about war today.
She wants to make a new breakfast cereal called Wareos.
Yeah, she wants to wipe out Iran. Like, what the fuck?
Come on, everybody, and get you up your Wareos.
Unbelievable.
But I did like how Vivek called out the woman there.
Ronna McDaniel?
Was she the
She's the RNC chairwoman.
No, not how he called her out. It was the woman moderating.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, how about you take responsibility for the Russian collusion hoax that you perpetuate
on the American people, right?
Yeah, on the American people. Perpetrate. Come on.
That list is endless of what the media has lied about fucking Trump about. The P-tape, the fucking editing of the Japanese prime minister with, that reminds me of something. Japanese prime minister with the, feeding the ducks. They edited it out to make it look like Trump just haphazardly dumped it all in when all he was doing is following directions.
Mm-hmm.
He was just following what the prime minister did. Here's something that caught my attention the last couple of weeks. I was talking about this with our buddy Chris. So in China, there was a play being put on by a school, right? And it's outdoors.
Okay.
And the whole school's there. There's kids and adults and everything. And the play is reenacting the assassination of the Japanese prime minister.
Whoa.
Yes.
Did you see this footage?
Yeah, I don't speak Chinese, so I had to take the person's word for the translation.
Oh, okay. So we'd have to find a Chinese person to actually verify it.
Luewa, if you're watching, come on down.
Come on down. Verify this propaganda for us.
Daryl, I don't know if you speak Chinese. I know your mom did. Oh, your mom passed away. Sorry to hear about that. Mrs. Leong. Daryl's mom. She was a tough cookie. That's how Daryl put it. And I thought that was exactly the words. This woman was old, and she would sweep the street, right? Everything in her house was immaculate. And she would sweep the street, and I would try to help her because she's an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she would never let me help, ever. So eventually I just stopped asking.
Well, she liked doing it. They want
Yeah,
you
I
to
guess
still
so.
take her fun.
No, I guess she likes sweeping the street. I don't know why.
Did you see the hell was I just looking at? Oh yeah, Biden couldn't even salute the fucking wreath for the unknown soldier. He hung the wreath and didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to hang it and then like salute it, you know?
Makes sense.
I'm pretty sure that's fucking some Salty Cracker was reporting on that. Oh, jeez, what else we got here? I watched a bunch of 80s music this week just 'cause.
80s music?
Yeah, when you're doing something, it's fun to put on like the 80s greatest hits. Just all nothing but good tunes.
A lot of it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something interesting about 80s music, really, is, I can't remember what was, what the hell was I watching? It's probably on here somewhere. But I was watching a documentary about fucking Manchester. All right. And the guy was like, talking about. Basically, I've talked about this before. How like before the internet, scenes had time to develop, right, and get their own stylistic characteristics, right. And that after the internet, that kind of went away. There was scenes, became global, instantly accessible, right. And he was talking about charting, right, and the further you go along, like the less the charts differentiate.
We're having trouble speaking tonight, everybody.
The less they differ, right?
Differentiate.
So if you looked at like the 80s
Oh,
charts,
God.
right? Say like the Billboard 100 or whatever, which is allegedly based off sales, right?
Allegedly.
You would see that the charts in the English-speaking countries would differ somewhat. I'm not sure what the percentage was, but as you go forward in time, they differ less.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, an example was Freddie Got Fingered.
The movie?
No, that's not it. Freddie Goes to Hollywood, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Relax, that song.
Relax.
Don't do it. When you want to go do it. Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
So they were a one-hit wonder here.
Mm-hmm.
But they were big in UK, and we had no idea.
Right. Well, with a lot, like, it happens with a lot of artists.
Right, exactly. That's happening less and less.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right, so it's becoming more homogenized,
Mm-hmm.
musically, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. Like, the whole digital world has really... The medium itself has limited music, right? Because it all gets digitized, set into ones and zeros. There's only a limited amount of sounds that they'll produce, right? It doesn't, especially like the MP3 technology, it doesn't produce anything out of human range. Compared to like, the warm sound of a tube amp, right? Which you can't get from a digital amp. I've tried. So no matter what you do, like my band tried, we tried to like record analog, but it didn't matter because then as soon as anybody heard the music, it was through a digital format and it's going to sound digital anyway.
Yeah.
You need a whole analog setup.
You need a record player, man.
Right, basically. Yeah, with
records, man.
With regular old speakers, not digital speakers. Right.
Here's a question from the crowd.
Thing, but
is Joe Biden going to run? Will he make it?
I don't think so.
Something's going to happen.
He seems pretty intent on running, but that might be part of the ploy. I don't know. Everybody thinks they're going to sink in Michelle Obama.
Swap them out.
Yeah. Somebody's asking me something.
You got a message?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was, though.
Well, yeah, I think... I don't know how the hell he runs it. I mean, they wouldn't be putting so much pressure on Trump if they weren't scared of him winning.
Oh, they're obviously scared of him.
So they're like trying everything to throw the kitchen sink at him to try and make it so they can just get through this next election without having to replace him. But it seems like
they're definitely scared of him.
Yeah,
they've already assumed he's going to win. I don't know if you caught that clip by Carrie Lake.
I missed that.
She torches two journalists who are trying to ambush her, right? And basically, they're like, they're like, well, what would you consider being, Trump's being vice president? And she's like, I don't think he needs a vice president, but, I'm sure he's going to pick someone's great. And they're like, oh, so like a dictator then? And they're like, oh, she's like, oh, that's real cute. That's real funny. Look at you. She just started dissing him. I was like, oh, that's funny.
Well, that's it's just ridiculous how everybody thinks that there's no way that whatever Biden's doing is illegal in any way with the DOJ and the fucking FBI and intelligence agencies. How many was it said that it was Russian disinformation? The friggin' Biden laptop.
Oh yeah,
it's like right there. It's clear.
Yeah, that was obviously.
It's clear fucking colluding.
Russian disinformation starring Hunter Biden in the nude. They're
Jesus
good.
Christ.
They're getting really good.
Yeah. Hunter Biden's Russian disinformed cock.
Yes, his disinformed cock showed up on video. Megan Rapinoe's done.
Yeah, she said she got injured, and that just proves there's no God because she was injured. That was a direct quote, more or less.
What?
She's just opening her dumb mouth, and
She said
dumb
that
stuff
her
comes
getting
out.
injured proves there's no.
Yes.
I disagree. I believe that is proof that there is indeed a God. The fact that she's injured gives me hope in God and faith in God.
Oh, jeez. I'm pretty sure that proves he's there.
He's there. Yeah, it's 150,000 ballots went missing in Fulton County. Let's see. This is something I saw that I never saw before. It was an SNL skit based on a game show that takes place in northern Jersey.
Okay.
It's a few years old, right? It's got like Bon Jovi's the guest star on it, whatever.
Okay.
And the guys on it, I don't know their names. I think one might be Rainn Wilson or something. But the name of the show is Ooh. So like
is OH?
Like yeah, OH, I believe. And so they'll say things like, so your kid tells your wife, to shut the hell up that she's a lazy bitch, blah blah blah. And the guy's like, ooh, I'm gonna stick my hand so far up your ass you're not gonna see next week, right? And then they're like, why didn't you buzz in? And one guy's like, because my wife is a lazy piece. And another question is like, you're coming through the Holland Tunnel, and you see the hottest prostitute you've ever seen, and while she's servicing you, you realize it's your wife's birthday.
What?
And they're all like, yeah, so? What's the problem here?
Oh, my God.
It was pretty funny. Let's see what else is going on.
I did see a great one. People love to pass around the memes, the memes. There was this one, this dude, he's going to the store, and his wife yells at him, why don't you pick up some of those pills that make your dick hard? He's like, yeah, all right. He comes back, and he throws her a bottle, and he goes, here's those pills. And she looks at him and goes, wait, these are diet pills. And he goes, yeah, exactly.
Those are the ones. Those are the ones that make my dick hard.
Lose some weight.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
A woman I know, acquaintance, who's a fucking drama queen. She works in one of the local shops in town. She had taken a spill and fell, right, and bruised her ribs. She fell into a tree on Main Street. And she wasn't able to come into work, right? So she took a few days off, and, eventually they asked her how she was feeling. She said, I'm feeling better. I think I can come and work tomorrow. I'm feeling much better. I lost 10 pounds. And the co-employee said, you should fall again into that tree.
Oh, my God.
First, they're calling out tree Weight Watchers. Holy shit.
You still can be funny in society. That's good. Yeah, the friggin' body shaming is I've been seeing it used as a pretty good shield and weapon by the wokes. But also recently it's been I saw a good couple comebacks with it. Like this one girl, I think she was a black girl, she's talking to some white dude, and she starts making fun of his mouth, like something about his mouth made her think that he was like some cartoon character thing from some whatever. I don't know what the fuck the characters were called, but he's like, you remind me of like the whatevers, the Who's, Mr. Who's, whatever. And he's like, yeah, body shaming's cool until we start getting into like the weight subject. 'Cause she was like friggin' extra heavy, you know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, can't do that. It's called fat girl energy.
Yeah. Oh God. Big girl energy.
That was another one somebody pulled on a girl. The girl had no fucking idea what to do. Got up and left the podcast after the one dude was like, well, I would call that fat girl energy.
That's funny. Kid gets suspended for I don't even know what the hell it's called, but the dark stuff under your eyes.
For football, like playing football?
Yeah, he was playing a sport and he had
Yeah. The I forget. It's so it like
glare reduction.
glare reduction. Yeah.
Yeah. They do it in all sports.
He wore that to school.
Right, but he smeared it down his cheeks. He didn't wear it to school. He was wearing it in the game bar, and he smeared it down his cheeks. And people were trying to say he was blackface, so he got suspended.
Was there a picture of this
Yeah.
fella?
Yeah. On the Mark Dice.
That I can't see that. We're getting old, bud.
We are getting old. Sucks.
Zoom. It won't zoom.
No, you can't zoom that way.
Let's see what you got here for specs here.
Gotta check my
Gonna
specs.
borrow his specs.
Borrow my specs.
Oh, there's grease all over them, and they still ain't helping. These are where are you supposed to look with these? Way out there somewhere?
Yeah, those are for far reading.
Yeah, not close reading.
No. I can read fine. I can see detail fine. I can't see far away. I can see detail too good. It scares me sometimes.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't look like he was using it for blackface, but it doesn't look like he was using it for freaking glare reduction. It looks looks like he's got vitiligo. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just dumb kids having fun, probably. Anyways,
Man in New York gets charged for unlawfully firing a gun. So a woman was getting assaulted, right, possibly raped, and to break it up, this is at a train station downstate.
guy fires a gun
Guy fires a couple warning shots.
and then gets arrested for keeping the girl from getting raped.
Yeah. And the girl was like, I just wish he didn't use a gun. What? Well, what'd you rather happen? You got raped? What the fuck?
What's the old saying there? Rapies can't be choosers.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so stupid, dude. It's like somebody just saved you from being raped, and you're going to be like, well, I just wish he had done it with a bullhorn.
Yeah, exactly.
You see your girl... what?
That's a new weapon now, I heard.
Well, did you see your girl Tiffany Gomez was on a podcast?
No.
Yeah, she's looking fine.
I'm sure she is.
Get your hand out of your pants.
Just thinking about it. Get you ready.
Oh, God. So
You guys can stay here if you want and die. But I am telling you, those fuckers are not real.
Sasquatch in the back.
Yes, that was awesome.
They got fucking... Oh, man.
She claimed she saw nothing.
Yeah, that's the new thing. Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted you to tell me about this bullhorn being a weapon.
I got told this secondhand that people are using bullhorns as weapons to deafen people
Okay.
at protests and shit.
That's dirty.
That is dirty.
Real fucking dirty out there, people. You guys were real dirty.
Hasbro hit a low in stocks.
I mean, fuck. Basically, Disney Star Wars fucking killed Toys R Us. I'm surprised. Was Hasbro making Star Wars? I think so.
It used to be Mattel, but
Oh, maybe you're right. Let's see who makes.
it's probably Hasbro now, yeah. That was back in the 80s. Right?
Well, yeah, it's Hasbro. You're right.
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, everything that, Disney touches right now is turning to shit.
Shit. Yep. else I got on here? All right, here's something.
You see, Trump announces free college for all within for all.
How?
I think he. I don't know. I didn't look at the
Is he going
fucking.
to draft all the professors in the country?
I think it was supposed to be an online college.
AI teachers.
I don't fucking know.
Um,
I didn't watch. I should have watched the report.
Now here's something I saw. I wish I remember more of it. So there's a doctor in Russia who lives out in like Siberia or whatever. And it's around this community of old age people. And they found this bacteria that was like 3 million years old that was still alive. And they started to experiment with it by injecting it in things.
Perfect. Great
Right.
idea.
Great idea. And they found out that it caused, they put it in plants, they put it in mice, and everything they put it in lived longer. So he injected himself with it to see if he's going to live longer.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for the results on this. I don't know how long. I might not get him back in my lifetime.
When was this?
I don't know.
When did you see this?
I saw it yesterday.
Oh wow.
Let me scroll up, see if I can find. It was a short. What's today? Tuesday? Wednesday.
The 14th. November. Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, yeah.
Don't even know what fucking day it is, bud.
No, I don't. I get lost on what day. Here it is.
Have you heard of the Russian scientist who injected himself with a 3.5 million-year-old bacteria? For fun? For science. Oh, okay. So this Russian scientist named Dr. Rokfak, digging in the permafrost in Siberia, they discovered this bacteria that was so far down, it was still living. But they tested this bacteria on mice, plants, and the mice and plants lived way longer, and the crops didn't die as fast when it was cold outside. They're calling it the elixir of life. They're saying that this thing could contribute to people, animals, and plants all living longer than they should. There's a town pretty close to where they found this bacteria. The people live way longer than all the other people in the region. So he was basically like, I want to try it on myself. And he said he hadn't had a cold or flu in 2 years since injecting himself. It got me thinking in the Bible times how they lived 900. You wonder if like that is a bacteria from the first days of creation.
Interesting.
You're ready for your bacteria.
Hook me up.
Hook me up.
Give me the 3.5 billion year old bacteria.
Give me a shot.
What if he got COVID?
All right. Well, I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. I know we can put in a I don't know what time we got here.
10:55.
Yeah, I know we didn't put in a 2-hour show like normal, but
No, we didn't. We just talked about nothing really.
may need to wrap it up. Unless you got something spectacular to talk about.
Something I did want to talk about.
Kathleen Kennedy.
No. This started with Joan Baez, right? My roommate wanted to watch this Joan Baez movie, but she thought I wouldn't be into it because Joan Baez is very liberal. However, Joan Baez was alive at a time when I think that maybe those policies needed to be pushed forward. So in the 50s and 60s, some of those things maybe needed to be pushed forward a little bit more, and maybe there was a little bit more injustice, right?
Uh-huh.
And I explained to her, those people won. They like the culture war thing I had to explain to her, like they won the culture war, right? Like
A long time ago.
long time ago, right? So that part is over. We don't need to keep nagging on it over and over again. We're not getting anywhere by doing that, right? And she was like, "Wait, so you don't think she was wrong in the 60s?" I'm like, "No, not in the 60s, 50s, and 70s, right? But after that, maybe, right? After all that shit went away, and like I wasn't brought up to believe any of that shit, right? Like you should. Sometimes I tell black people not to say the N-word. They get fucking weird with me.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Right. I'm like, there's no need to say it, really. There's no need It doesn't describe.
Well, it's like if it's just such a double standard in society. It's like, well, if it doesn't piss you off when you say it, why should it piss you off when other people say it?
Right. But it's that kind of like mentality that like we just weren't brought up with. Most of Gen X wasn't brought up with, right? So for us to be told that like the shit that we would never believed in the first place is suddenly coming back and all this other stuff, it's like, well, we're not doing it. You guys aren't doing it. So somebody younger is doing it, right? Well, but I mean, it's not like the old people stopped being racist and then became racist again.
Yeah.
And if we didn't experience it necessarily, partially, I mean, not to say it didn't exist, because it definitely exists.
I mean, we are in New York as well, so
Right.
like, we didn't see it as in some other parts of the country. But
sure.
For sure, the majority of all the people I knew, and we knew, I'm sure as you too, we knew a wide swath of different ethnicities and fucking backgrounds and religious people,
yeah.
and it wasn't like any type of like outright racism anywhere to be found for the most part. You could hear little things once in a while.
Once in a while, there was kids at school who probably weren't really racist, but were labeled
just
racist.
dumb fucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't like people's parents were like fucking like, we can't hang out with those people because
99% of the people. Yeah, those people did exist, but they were a vast minority, right? Like I had black friends who fought people in school just because they were black, right? Whatever, or got in fights just because they were black. Yes, that's a thing, but it wasn't, part of the norm. It wasn't like socially accepted, right? You wouldn't.
Well, to me, it's just ass backwards. Like, we grew up our whole lives, and then this pinnacle of fucking what you were told probably would never happen happened.
Yes.
We got a black president.
Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And then, all of a sudden, everybody was racist.
All of a sudden, yes. Now, some people say that's like white lash or whatever.
Bullshit.
But how did he become president if like white people didn't vote for him?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And Barry, he's charismatic, gay guy.
Big Mike.
Big Mike. Right? So it's not like I look at like I don't necessarily agree with all of the radicals in the 60s or anything like that. But some of that needed to be addressed, I feel like, back then. And I just didn't grow up in a time where there was any legislation really preventing anybody from doing anything, right? It was a minority of social views,
The other thing, too, that I think is what you're talking about now with, like, dealing with people who, like, think you're conservative. It's like, no, I'm not conservative. I'm just, like a liberal that's not insane.
Yeah, basically.
But now you've pushed me to where I'm, like, went into the middle, and now it's like, you guys have went so fucking far, I'm seen as a conservative.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Like, all right, so, like, illegal immigration has been a problem in this country, at least a point of contention, my entire life. Cheech and Chongs were making jokes about it in the 70s.
Yeah.
Trump says, presidents have said, Clinton, Bush, have said we just need some kind of barrier, right, to keep people from crossing the border. Trump said we needed a wall. I wasn't necessarily with the wall. I didn't deny that walls work, and I didn't deny that there was an illegal problem, right? Now, because I thought that years and years ago, right, is Kathy Hochul now some far-right person because she thinks the same thing? Is Mayor Adams some kind of far-right person because he thinks the same thing, or was I just ahead of the curve? Not to say that I was even really, because I've known people who've been more anti-immigration than I've been, right?
Yeah, no, well, they're obviously, Eric Adams is definitely a Republican now. He's getting the FBI knock.
Yeah. Now, does that make him a white supremacist?
It sure does.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
It sure does. And, he's
the blackface of white supremacy.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is down there crying on the fence still to this day.
Yeah, sure. She stopped crying at the fence the day Trump got voted out of office. Fucking lying bitch. She got heckled out of fucking.
Yes, I hope it happens every fucking day to her.
Because she's voted every war for more and more aid in every war that she'd been asked, and she's the one that came into Congress saying like, oh well, every bill that comes across Congress is just the Defense Department, dressed up three Defense Department agencies, midgets dressed up underneath a trench coat, right? It's like
it's ridiculous.
And then you just vote for it. It's I don't know when this happened, and it's not. It's part of the uniparty problem, is what it really is. It's the military-industrial complex, the military-industrial congressional complex, what Eisenhower wanted to say originally, and they're all on board. And it's an easy thing to do because we don't have any real threats over here, and we have such advantages. I mean, I was watching this thing about, I was talking about the advantages the United States has over the rest of the world, and the amount of navigable rivers we have is more than anywhere else, right? The size of our agriculture sector, right? Just the size of it is not like anywhere else, right? You won't find that big of a continuous agricultural land anywhere in the world, right?
Okay.
So we have food. We have a way to get around even without electricity because of the boats, right? You could sail to Canada and all the way around New Orleans, right? Plus, we have 2 oceans. We just have so much advantages for that. We don't have any real threats over here. Like, we worry about nuclear war because that can affect us, but that's so extreme that it's not real. Like, we're not worried about an army showing up or hang gliders popping in, right? We're more worried about our own people than foreign forces coming here, right? And or a terrorist organization, whatever it is, sleeper cells, because it's never happened, right? To any like real threat to the United States, with the exception of 1812 and 1776, right? You can't even argue that the Texas-Spanish War was a threat to the United States because it wasn't. Or any of the Mexican War. We went to Mexico City.
What can you argue that illegal immigration is a threat to the United States?
I can, and I think it's a threat by. There could be foreign operatives coming across without, any.
Sure, they got the directions just to get in there.
Sure.
I mean, I forget where I saw it, but there was a fucking video of like 15 to 20 fucking Syrian men. And they're like, where are you from? They're like, oh, Syria. We're all from Syria.
Sure.
And they're like, where are you going? And they all are like, I'm going to Texas. I'm going to New York. I'm going to Chicago.
Right. And here's the concern. I don't know if you caught this or not, but Ukraine has offered up their sacrificial lamb that blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. One guy, allegedly.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Some guy in Ukraine. I don't know. He's a skinny little fucker.
And they're saying this guy
blew up the Nord Stream pipeline.
This is Zelensky just being like, just give me more money. I'll take the blame.
I guess so, yeah. I don't think Zelensky actually had anything to do with this announcement, but anyway, they blamed one guy.
A patsy.
A patsy, right? Just probably, yeah.
And Biden's like, I told you.
Now
it
what
wasn't
if,
me.
Now, what if I buy the narrative? Buy into the narrative. Let's just say it's real. One guy blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, causing the biggest environmental disaster ever known.
Of all time.
How many of those one guys did sneak across the border?
Yeah, let's just. Well, they just put out their friggin' their little feelers to see if they can get away with possibly assassinating Donald Trump through Iranian proxy. Did you see that?
No.
They're like, they put out something saying that they feel like there's Iranian, sleeper or something. I forget where I saw the report, but they're putting it out, the vibes out there that Iran's put a hit out on Donald Trump. Iran
put a hit out on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me because he killed that guy. So I'm sure it's been there for a while. But 2, he seems like the least threat in Washington.
No, to them anyways, because you see, they got to see it as like plain as day that the fucking the uniparty has them marked for fucking.
Oh yeah,
you're gone. We want your oil.
That's exactly what's going on. That's why Lindsey Graham came out and the first things he's talking about was fucking oil refineries and fucking.
Yeah. The first thing we should do is go there and fuck their oil up and let them know that we ain't give them no more fucking oil.
Fucking nuts. All right.
Oh my God, it's foaming from the mouth.
Foaming from the fucking mouth. And what the fuck are we going to do with Persia if we occupy Persia? What the fuck are we going to do with it? We're not going to do shit there. It's going to be another shithole like Iraq. What happened in Iraq or Afghanistan. And then it will be in some fucking hands of some extremist group inside of Iran.
Maybe that dude from the 910 fucking interview is right. It's all just Mossad fucking just running the show.
Here we go.
Click. No more internet for you.
We just got shut off. They have a lot of power. I'm not going to say they don't. I think they got a lot of influence here.
Yes, they do, for sure.
Major
influence here.
Yeah. I'm crossed because Israel doesn't exist without the United States, even from the get-go. I mean,
True.
It took, the UK a lot of effort too, probably the majority, but.
Well, did you know, like, that's the other thing, like, when I was watching some of this reporting on the Zionist movement, it's not even 100 years old that these people all of a sudden decided they needed to have their own state of Israel.
I mean, officially, yeah. It doesn't officially start in any kind of, like, capacity. I think we covered this last show or whatever.
Until, the late fucking...
The hell was it? The Balfour Declaration?
Well, maybe it's over just a little over 100 years old.
It's November 2nd, 1916. It's a year and a day before the war ends. Is when somebody in the monarchy promises to get Palestine
for
Israel. Yeah, it was supposed to be a place where anybody was welcome religiously. There was not supposed to be any kind of religious prejudice there. Didn't really work out that well.
Well, I see. Like, isn't that like a what? I've been following shit. Tell you the truth, really, because it's gotten so ridiculous since we started this show. Even that, like, we're right into World War III.
Oh yeah,
it's like. I'm just done paying attention because we got on the show or they started doing this to be like canary in a coal mine, telling people to fucking use your brain, and then it just happened so fast. It's like, oh yeah, one world government, it's coming,
steamrolling. I mean, they're supposed to push out electric currency in fucking Europe later this month, right? Electric IDs. Everything on the currency thing. Some people are saying that's going to be a microchip. I don't know if that's true or not. Under the skin.
Jesus. Yeah, the fucking centralized digital.
Oh yeah, then you can't spend anything without them knowing. Everything's taxed then. If you're not taxed enough, you would want this.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like I forget who put it in these terms, but it might have been. No, I don't think it was Alex. I think it might have been Jimmy Dore or someone. But they're like, you can't even like. If you're a grandmother or grandfather, you can't give your fucking grandkid $1 without being taxed on it.
Yeah, they're going to know every fucking transaction you make. No more giving money to street performers, right? That's fucking gone. Waitresses, like, with undeclared tips, that's not going to happen anymore because of digital currency. It's all going to be declared.
And what does all that have in common?
No more Girl Scouts.
The bankers.
Oh, yeah.
They just need their cut.
That's it.
Fucking greedy. Fucking... I would almost say evil people.
Oh, yeah. Right now, right, so we're into these wars, which makes money for the military-industrial complex and the people that manufacture weapons, which in turn makes money for their banker friends.
Yeah.
And, like, as far as World War III goes on, they're like, it seems to me what now is going on is, there's some countries that are kind of like, we're not sure which side they're going to be on, and it seems like people are starting to declare sides. But the sides are pretty clear. It's China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, Mongolia by proxy. They don't have a fucking choice. Syria, right? Pakistan versus France, UK, US, India, Australia, Japan, South Korea.
I heard Macron called for a ceasefire and got smacked down. Got his little pee-pee smacked.
Yeah, it's some. I don't know, man. I feel like peace is probably a good idea, right? I just stop asking.
Well, Netanyahu's annexing fucking Gaza, right? More or less, like being like, we're gonna go in there. We can't let them do anything for themselves anymore. We're just gonna run the place.
Maybe that's Like they got this project over there, the Greater Israel Project. We got a chance to look into it, and it's expansion, right, of Israel basically, and kicking out all the Arabs. Well, most of them.
World's fucked, man.
World's fucked. Breaking.
World is fucked. Breaking news just in: the world's fucked.
We had the
and I'm not talking about just regular fucked. I'm talking about old timey fucked.
We had the Tyson and Francois fight, right?
Ngannou, yeah. Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou.
Went the distance.
A lot of people think Francis might have even won. I don't really think that. It was damn close, but he was a little bit outboxed and outpointed in some of the rounds. But he sure shit showed that he's probably gonna be the champ.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a rematch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you see like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, Tyson fucking, won those fights pretty fucking handily.
Right.
And Deontay Wilder was every bit of friggin' just as hard a hitter as fucking Ngannou.
Mm-hmm.
But Ngannou had way better boxing abilities than fucking Wilder.
Fury's also unorthodox, I'd say. He's got that belly.
Yeah, and he might not have taken the fight serious, and there could have been a million other things, but he better start getting serious.
What else is going on in pop culture? Love Bites in Saugerties, New York, which is no longer, was on...
It's closing?
It already did.
When?
2 months ago or something.
Oh, I didn't even know.
But it was on Kitchen Nightmare last night, whatever, with Gordon Ramsay.
Is that why it closed?
It closed because the couple that owned it was having personal problems. It was destroying the relationship.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they closed.
And they got a store called Love Bites. Ironic.
Yeah, well, they bought that from Mark and Juan, right? But yeah, they have Love Bites.
Ironic, even.
Ironic, yeah. So
he doesn't find that amusing.
I do find it amusing, but I was there when somebody called in and sang that whole song by Def Leppard to them. When you make love
and
you look in the mirror, who do you think of? Does he look like me? Yeah. So, I mean, I lived upstairs there for a long time. It was down this road 3 stores, but yeah, I've heard all the Love Bites jokes.
So how was this friggin' show with Gordon?
It was entertaining. I saw a couple people I knew from town on it.
Did he say, if there's any more oil in that pizza, the U.S. would invade?
No, he was just kind of like, he was like talking to the owner, and he was like, the problem here is you.
I think that probably goes for a lot of people in Saugerties. They just don't know that yet.
Yeah, you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had to make a choice. His wife is disabled, and she was working there full time. She has to have a bag on her, right? So it was destroying their relationship. Maybe they're engaged. Maybe it's not his wife. And so they closed the restaurant for that.
The problem here is you. You don't like to fucking want to make things work.
You chased a chick instead of a check.
He chased a chick instead of a check?
And closed the store, yeah.
Is that what Gordon said?
No.
That's what you said.
That's what I just said.
Copyright.
I don't know if that's a saying.
It
Checks
is.
and chicks, yeah.
Chase the chicks instead of checks?
Chase a check, never chase a chick.
Okay. I haven't heard that one.
It's old.
That's an old one.
Old one. Might be Irish. Who the hell knows?
It's probably Irish.
That's where I heard it from.
Okay, well, I think that covers the news. I mean, I know we left out a lot of shit, just like always. But
let's talk about the manifesto of the
oh yeah,
Catholic.
I didn't really get into it other than that she just basically was a mind virus fucking acolyte. That's all.
She's a self-hating cracker. I could say that because I'm white. But yeah, she was a self-loathing Caucasian who wanted to kill white kids, and she mentioned white privilege a lot in the fucking thing. I don't know why, but yeah.
This goes back to what you were talking about before with the civil rights movements and everything, where now you have this, and the woman that we were talking about, the big strong woman that couldn't find a person to marry him.
Problems are.
So this is all going together in one big clusterfuck of what the mind virus has done to people, and the wokeness and strong, powerful, independent women.
Stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave. Now, and victim culture. And the way victim culture is like, oh, well, this person, nobody that's victimized has ever done anything wrong. It's only the oppressors that's
Right.
wrong. So when you have the victim thinking that I'm both at the same time simultaneously a victim and a strong, independent person, I just get to pick and choose, depending on the situation, which way I go to benefit me the most.
At the moment. Right, because there's a lot of hypothetical.
So it's like 1 minute it could be like a dude, he's hitting on me. Now, do I act like a victim?
Right.
Or do I act like a strong, independent woman? And, it's like you have the sword and the shield, as they say, at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You can either strike them down and,
There's no nuance in that mindset, because like, especially with like the victim class and whatever. I find it insulting to a lot of people. Right? So like, they talk about like, for example, like the Native Americans. They weren't fucking helpless. They killed a lot of fucking people.
They weren't just like fucking hobbits sitting in a hole fucking eating fucking, nice little salted pork and smoking a pipe. No. They were ready to fucking eat your fucking heart.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And gain your powers.
And pull your hair off your scalp.
Yeah.
So it's not like fucking, they gave it their best shot to keep their land.
Sure, they did. They absolutely did.
Oh, my gosh. So,
the same goes with the Zulus, right? People.
Oh, that's right. I was going to be Shaka for Halloween.
He was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he was. I just don't know if anybody would appreciate it.
I thought you were going to be Trudeau for Halloween.
We've totally missed our Halloween fucking show.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well. Maybe we'll do Halloween
what the hell was I
for
just talking
Christmas. We were talking about the strong, powerful people.
And like the total like believing that some people are just completely helpless because they might have had something bad happen to their ancestors or something. You see that in white knights a lot, especially.
Right. Yeah, the white knight syndrome, and then like the fucking bubble zone.
And you hear these people talking, you're thinking to yourself, do you think that like these people just aren't people? Like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
It's also just another form of their fucking racism? This is the best part. You could like go at them every time they do something dumb like that. And it's like, that's just a form of you trying to, still be a colonizer.
Yes.
And saying like, better than what's good for them. They can't even think for themselves.
They can't know. They don't know. Why would they vote Donald Trump and be Puerto Rican? That doesn't make any sense. It's like the blackface of white supremacy. It's that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just assume that they're dumb, right? You just.
Well, was it Kamala Kamala, however you want to say, the
Was it
great Kamala. Well, it was like a lot of people. They
Now,
don't
what I
even-
want to know, who was it? Could it have been Kamala? You got to ask yourself, Kamala, could it have been her? Or who is Kamala? And was it her? That's how she talks. She just rephrases everything fucking 15 times.
Well, what I was getting to when they were talking about IDs and for voting, they're like trying to act like, well, if you have that, then a lot of people aren't going to be able to vote because they don't know how to get an ID.
They don't have to.
A lot of people in the inner city, the people that are of color, they're dumb as fuck, and they don't know how to get an ID. So how are they going to vote? Because they're so dumb.
They can't vote because they can't get ID, which is why we're pushing digital ID because they can't get ID, so we don't want them to spend money.
That's more or less what her and Joe do all the time is talk about how stupid people are.
That whole
And
narrative
we're just trying to help them.
about certain minorities not being able to get ID. And then they push digital currency at the same fucking time. It's like, all right, so those people can't get ID, and now you want them to only be able to spend money through an ID that they can't get, so you just want them to starve? Like, what the
Oh,
fuck
I'm
is-
sure they'll give them all the cash.
I don't like the idea of voter ID because it's a Band-Aid on a fucking gaping wound is what it really is, and it's a Band-Aid in the wrong spot. We need to fix the boards of elections. We need to fix Homeland Security. We need to fix immigration. All right? Because if all that shit was working fine, it wouldn't be a fucking problem. We wouldn't need the voter ID. But none of that shit works.
Yeah.
Right? People are voting who are not supposed to vote, who are unregistered, or don't even live in this country. Right? Not to mention what the fuck happened to the voting laws in 2020. I don't even know what the fuck that's. The mail-in voting. The guy going to jail said for saying text your vote. I know. But this is new. This year you can vote for Biden via smoke signals. So just send in your vote via smoke signal.
Yeah, my cousin Cornelius, he got this new technology, smoke signals. He says you just get the bottle of, of whiskey, and you go down there and smoke a little herb.
Smoke a little herb.
Got a pinner. You just smoke a pinner and send up the signals, and you vote in the sky.
Vote in the sky for Biden. I'm gonna be thrown in jail now.
Remember to vote in the sky for Biden 2024 with your pinner. You get a whiskey drunk on.
Yeah, they sent that fucker to jail for saying you could text her.
7 months.
Yeah.
They sent Owen Schroyer to jail for just stepping on the fucking.
He's a reporter.
He had a press pass.
He had a fucking press pass. He stepped on the steps on January 6th at the Capitol.
Oh my god.
He's in jail. Unfucking believable.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Palestinian fucking protesters take over the Capitol. Not a problem.
Yeah, and they go and spray paint on the White House fucking gates and fucking
Yep. Destroy fucking government.
do all
property.
kinds of shit. Oh, that's okay. That's all good.
They vandalize shit. But somebody broke a window on January 6th, Brandon, during the guided tour.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's a bigger agenda at hand. And
I mean,
don't like us.
and also like when you got the like this stuff here, fucking the new Captain America movie coming out with Disney was going to be called New World Order.
Why?
And they changed the name because they got so much backlash. So they just changed it to Brave New World.
Oh, that makes sense.
They went from fucking like the worst saying on earth, New World Order, to a fucking Aldous Huxley fucking dystopian novel. Fucking
What the,
New
where the
Brave New
concept
World.
comes from. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you can't, it's fucking
New movie coming out. You're all dead by 2030.
I love that one comedian we played on this show. Wasn't that awesome?
What?
Oh, fuck.
What comedian?
He was like, and I got the shot because they were all like, you can't go to the pub unless you get the shot. So I went to get the shot so I could go to the pub. And, so I could just drink there for the rest of my life, which is only now 3 years. I forget what the joke was, but it was better than that. But yeah, somehow he summed it up, which is like now only 3 years away.
That's funny. Yeah, that's something. We've talked about that. Just so you know, this is all legal advice. All legal.
Yeah, we're just honorable.
You should take all your legal, financial, and medical advice from us. Anybody else doesn't know what the fuck
we're
talking
making
about.
we're making dartboards for advice.
Yeah, that's it. Spin the wheel. Here we go.
We're gonna make our special edition dartboard for advice. Anytime you need something friggin' answered, you pick up a dart and you throw it, and that's our answer. Sanctimonious American Men dartboard.
I'm gonna have to get a dartboard now. Put it over there.
That's a good idea.
Maybe where Stevie Ray is.
Is Stevie even in the shot? He's barely in the shot. He's over there, but
Yeah, I don't think you could tell it's him.
White Zombie's got all the fucking real estate. Yeah, we might need a remodel soon here.
Brand's got a new room.
Got a new office. So it'll be cool, hopefully, to get inspired to do more things. Maybe we'll do some editing over there for the show, you know?
Right. We haven't done zero editing so far. Here's something I do. I just watch flat earther videos for entertainment. I could give a shit either way. Really. Doesn't affect my life one fucking bit. Right. I think it's round because that's, I don't know. I've never fucking been there. But I love the flat earthers. They crack me up.
It's just got to be hilarious if you sit there and watch them.
I do.
Shit.
And they talk about the ice wall. Right? And when you get beyond the ice wall, that's why nobody's allowed down there. When you get beyond the ice wall, there's more continents beyond the ice wall.
Oh my God! It's like fucking going out of fucking the game zone in fucking Call of Duty or Super Mario. It's like, I jumped over the cliff. What's down here?
There's this one about this doctor who goes to Antarctica. And he's the only doctor at Camp Murdo, which is one of the camps down there, or Fort Murdo. I'm not sure what it is, but he's the only doctor there, and he's not in the army, right? And he's on basically a military base, and he notices people coming back with these like injuries that can't be explained, right? When he asks about him, he gets stonewalled, right? These slashing injuries that wouldn't happen from falling on ice or anything. And his claim is that, long story short, that there's giant spiders down there killing people. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's a good one.
Why are there spiders in the fucking winter? Like,
giant ice spiders.
Ice spiders, yeah.
Sounds like a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Giant ice spiders from the center of the earth.
I think they're on like Sharknado 9 now or something, so it could happen. I can't believe there was remakes, or not remakes.
Just seek multiple
Sharknados, yeah.
I mean, they got more Sharknados than fucking Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. So, yeah, the Marvels is flopping hard. Disney's flopping hard. Captain America, they're replacing him with, Anthony Mackie, who would be Black Captain America. He's the Falcon, but he'll be Black Captain America, the Falcon Captain America. I don't know what the hell, but
who cares?
it ain't going good for them after this Marvels fucking thing, because it's like the whole woke progression, It's like we got to replace all the white men with people of color and people that are brave,
right,
and people that are strong.
Captain America, if he did it 10 years ago, nobody would have gave a shit.
What's that?
If he did it 10 years ago, nobody would have noticed. I mean,
A Black Captain America?
Yeah, they would. I have some Black Captain American figures.
Well, it's like there was a lot of different characters that played Captain America, and it's just, friggin' a Falcon was just one of them,
right?
So it's not like it's not friggin' what the hell do they call that there?
It's not unique.
No, and it's not that, but the canon,
Right.
It's not like they just pulled it out of a hat to do it. It's canon, but the whole point is you got to write good stories for it to work.
That's the part. That's the part. And that's the part about getting denied, like, some interesting characters because they just want to rehash old characters and make them socially more acceptable or some shit. I don't know.
I don't get it. I mean, I know, like with the Panderverse, the whole thing was, Cartman turned into a black girl, strong, proud black girl, and like she was sitting in the one room, like principal's office or whatever, with the rest of the guys, and the guys are like, Cartman's a black woman. We don't get, what the. And the principal, well, actually, it was, I think, I can't remember. Fucking, anyways, it was just like, so you have a problem with Cartman being a black woman? It was like, no, it's just that's not who he is. And he's like, well, you could have 2 weeks detention right now if you got a problem with him being a black woman. It's like, I ain't got no problem with it.
Nobody's got a problem quickly.
Yeah. So the kids are all just like, it just doesn't make sense. And they're like, well, you're a bigot.
You're a bigot. That's what I'm talking about.
So if you write a good story, anybody's going to fucking watch it.
This is an old gang member. Gets sick of the gang life. He's from Compton, right? And he rebels against the gangs and tries to break them up. And he gets hit by a bullet that went into a chemical factory. And it morphs him into anti-gang man.
Anti-gang man.
I don't know. But there's shit out there.
I think we should just, like, with that whole idea you just said, let's put, like, a bunch of Italian dudes as, like, lowrider kings.
All right.
And, like, just replace the whole history of, like, lowriders, but with Italians.
With Italians, just kick Latinos out of there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then maybe we could make the mob, like, a bunch of Mongolians.
Shut the fuck
up. They're all sitting eating pasta, but
Genghis Gotti.
Just like, yeah. Where's the garlic? More garlic.
Oh my God. We got to drive a Bugattis all the way into.
Gotta eat my paws.
All the way into fucking Montana.
Go get these fucking Italian fucking lowrider crew.
I watched this thing on John Gotti.
But somebody's gonna do that someday. We're making jokes right now, but somebody's gonna do that probably.
It's like the Babylon Bee predicting shit.
It's just so ridiculous. Somebody's gonna do it.
Right. It's
What'd you see on John Gotti?
I watched Get Gotti, and at the end of it, I realized the problem with the mob was John Gotti. He was the problem.
He was the problem.
Yeah, because all right,
so Gordon Ramsay would go to John Gotti and say, "The problem here is you."
Problem is you. All right, so all he was betrayed by his number two, right? And part of the reason that got him caught, A, is arrogance, and two, because he believed that the public wanted to see him. He had to keep up a public image, he thought.
So it was a bit of narcissism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them are like, we don't do business this way. What do you mean you got a public?
You need a PR guy? What's up?
Yeah.
Capisci? Stupid.
Stupid.
We don't do business like this, John.
No. Eventually they got him on the RICO. Right?
Rico.
That's what they're trying to get Trump on.
Yeah. Yep. Same thing like they used in the Dark Knight to get all the crime bosses in Gotham.
Did they? They use the RICO on that?
Yep.
Where is Gotham?
Don't exist, bro.
I think it's New York City.
Obviously, it's New York City.
Yeah, I know, but they never. It's also Metropolis, though.
No, Metropolis and Gotham are two different cities.
But they're both New York.
You're fucked. Your brain's fucked.
Some people say London's Gotham.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think Batman's a fucking limey. I think Batman's all American. Made in America.
He's all American.
Oh, he's a Yank through and through.
So, yeah, we're going to find out what happens. I'm going to see if there's any new breaking news at the moment, because usually we're always like finishing up and
something happens
and we don't report on it.
Gavin Newsom cleaned up San Francisco for Xi Jinping.
Oh, my God. That's one of the worst stories ever, dude.
I saw this thing about, I saw more than one of these. This is all the same thing. I'm the problem, right? This one guy makes a video about how safe, San Francisco is. And it's just all, Republican talking points and yada, yada, yada. And then 2 weeks later, He gets fucking mugged, and he's never been more scared in his life. He's changed his tune completely. I saw another one where they were doing a news report on it, and then while they were there, they got fucking
They got jacked.
they got a knife pulled on them.
Well, that's just like
Fentanyl, man.
I'm so aghast. Really, that's all I can say is like a way to put it when I see these changes coming into my real life. And I can only think like where your sister's from, Portland, or like she goes into town. It's been there for years now, like a decade. It's been getting worse and worse and worse. And it's been getting worse in Philly, and it's getting worse in friggin', all these big cities, and it's creeping out to where the past, with all the DAs that aren't, I mean, the parade after the dude that ran over all those people.
Well, that was the fucking car's fault, dude. Everybody knows.
They're fighting so hard to protect these people that are victims.
Allegedly.
And they're just out fucking making fucking victims.
Sure.
By the hundreds.
Sure.
So it's like this is exactly like a prison planet. That's what we're looking at here. It's like everybody for Alex, you're the man.
he didn't come up with that.
No, but we're getting there. It's like everybody, you're all fucking fucked, and the loonies are running the fucking asylum.
Yeah, absolutely. Loonies are running the asylum.
It's like, and if you're gonna try and live like a good life and play by the rules, well, get ready to fucking
get fucked.
Yeah.
Right. Can't play by the rules.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like it's definitely
unless you got like a college degree and a job that just can't be replaced by someone else.
Well, they're going to be the Hunger Games people. Like people that are going to be, there's going to be a group, I think, in society of people that are what the middle class once was. They're not going to be elites, but they're going to be like this small portion of just ass licks underneath the people with all the money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be like the rich people that were in the Hunger Games, like doing all the productions and the fucking. Then everybody else is just going to be on the bread line.
I heard bald guy, Family Feud, Miss America pageant, pronounced wrong. Comedian, what the hell's his name?
Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey, who I fucking love. I want one of his ties.
He's a good man.
He is. Steve Harvey's going on. He's like, I was out with Michael Jackson. He's like, I like Michael. He's just a little strange, just a little off, And we went over to his house, and he's got a train that runs through his yard, right? And I don't mean that he's got a train that runs through his yard. It's his train, and it goes everywhere in his yard, right? And
it's his train.
And he's like, I'm rich, but I ain't Michael Jackson rich, and he ain't really rich. It's just the scale that made me think, oh yeah,
right. Yeah, it's all. What do they say? That fucking perspective.
Perspective, yeah. And his son's like, Daddy, can we get a train? Yeah, we get one go around the pool. And I don't know about the whole yard. I can't afford one that goes around the pool.
Well, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy. Willie Nelson wrote these damn songs. That's something else I found out recently. Willie Nelson wrote a bunch of songs for a bunch of people. I just had no idea. I've gotten into Willie the last year or so.
He's a good man.
Seems it.
White House, more cocaine mysteries at the White House?
That's where you get cocaine from. The White House. I heard it was there on January 6th, so I expect it to be arrested any minute now.
You were there?
The cocaine was there from January.
Oh, okay.
Somebody went to the White House with cocaine. Yeah, that shit is just so blatant. Like, we don't give a fuck how fucking corrupt this looks. If this was you on the street, you'd be in jail still.
Imagine if that was found during Donald Trump's presidency.
Holy shit. We'd still be hearing about it.
Oh, yeah.
We'd still be freaking here. But because it happened under Biden, nothing. You know, what the... And show us her tits. Did you see show us her tits?
No.
So she was on TV.
Who's that?
Jen Psaki, or whatever her fucking name is.
Jen Psaki. You call her show us your tits.
Yeah. That's her nickname.
Yeah. She's in the intro.
So she was going on about Biden's not the perfect candidate. Nobody is. Right, but he's better than Trump. And it's like, are you fucking just paid to say this? Like, it's so dishonest. Right?
Yes, she is paid to say
I know, but
yes, she's paid a lot to say that.
It's just she's paid to lie.
Really, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like the other one, Jean, whatever the fuck her name was. She got shut down a couple weeks ago, I saw.
Well, they're more or less really. I mean, I've seen. I mean, coming back, but like just being, like Ari. What was the Bush's Ari?
Yeah.
Fucking no, Ari Schaefer. No,
close enough.
Well, whatever. These people were articulate, and they fucking they at least lied well.
Well, yes.
This fucking little person here delivering the stuff for Biden, she doesn't even lie.
No.
She doesn't lie. She just doesn't say anything. She just says nothing. She says, "Yeah, I'm just not going to speak to that."
And she can't do anything on the fly.
I'm not going to speak to that from this podium.
It's all
I'm going to refer you to someone else.
Yes. It's all. She has all her answers written before she goes. It seems she has certain lines she has to say. Unlike Kayleigh McEnany, who's telling all fucking reporters.
I mean, Kayleigh McEnany was she was almost like Trump in a way, where she would give some fucking hard truths to some of these reporters, and you're like, God damn, I didn't know you were gonna say that.
Right.
That's mean.
Well, the media has been trying to form a narrative for whatever reason for a while now. At least 10 years.
Well, way more than that. I mean, it's just like they say with the whole, whatever, the Great Awakening. It really does seem like that, because a lot of people just been like, oh, yeah, we've been fed a lot of bullshit our whole entire lives, and now we can see it,
Yeah, I don't know if Great Awakening is really the right word.
Well, there's probably not a lot. It's like...
The Great Awakening's happened already. This would be the second one.
Well, then it's the second one. Because what I'm saying is, like, it goes back to since the day of the first radio broadcast and television broadcast companies controlled by the military. What do you think they're going to put on TV? Nothing but what they want you to think.
Exactly. They're controlled by the intelligence agencies. I mean, it's just like that movie Holy Mountain. Right? You ever see that movie?
I haven't seen Holy Mountain.
It's by this director Alejandro Jodorowsky. Right?
I know Jodorowsky. Yeah,
he was a Spanish director.
Oh wait, no, I own Holy Mountain. Yeah.
So there's one scene in Holy Mountain where they're talking about, making guns and manufacturing toys, right, to convince little kids that they have to go to war with Peru in 15 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's exactly like that. Adam Myers told me, like, when he was in the army or whatever, that all the targets, right, they did these reaction times on targets, and, they were going to war with Iraq when this was happening. And he didn't know it was going on. Right, but he found out afterwards that they were put through a course where they had to shoot targets, right? And some have captives. You can't shoot the captive, or then some people, things like that. But they would test their times, reaction times, right, and their scores, and they would change the targets from being all Arab toned to mixed, right? And then when they had all Arab tones, they found that the reaction time was quicker, right? A little bit more uniformed, I guess, targets, so it makes it a little bit easier. But they also found that when they mixed them, that the reaction time on the Arabs that were mixed into with the other
ethnicities,
targets, the reaction time against the Arabs was quicker than against, say, a black.
Even
target.
quicker.
Even quicker, when they were mixed.
Jeez.
So because of that training, Or quick to pull the trigger on an Arab person, I guess, you know.
Mossad?
Could be Mossad involved, sure. They have some Arab enemies.
We're over. We're done. Sorry. See you. Won't see you. Won't see you again.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, we're out of here, man.
Yeah, I got to piss.
We got 2 hours in. We did it.
We did it, man.
We did it. We did it. We
got
got
some-
one person viewing. Whoever you are, have a good night. I hope you are more informed than you were yesterday, or
Not at all.
or at least you got a damn good laugh somewhere along the way.
Hopefully.
We'll be back maybe early next week because I'm leaving to go to do some stuff later in the week. Next week we'll be gone for 6 days, so maybe we'll go Monday-ish
That's fine by me.
or Sunday.
That's fine by me, too. Just let me know ahead of time.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Be good. Remember, wherever you go, there you are.